My people, Joel Pollak. A leading candidate for U.S. ambassador in South Africa has threatened to close the U.S. embassy in Johannesburg if they were to rename that street from Santon Drive to Leila Khaled. This is insane. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's kind of rainy a little bit. It's sort of raining right now, but you can't feel it. But because I love you very much, I love you very much, I can't stop. Thank you very much for stopping. I appreciate you. Hey, click on the button. It's called subscribe so we can all be together. This is where we get the news for the motherland. Africa, South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, Somalia, Ethiopia. Right here. Don't go anywhere else. Right here. I mean, you might find some nice videos on YouTube, but here, haha, you know you want to stay. Okay, now we are in South Africa. Here's a map. Beautiful place, lovely people. Joel Pollak, this man right here, is a candidate to U.S. ambassador to South Africa. He has said if the South African government rename the street where the U.S. embassy is located from Santon Drive to Leila Khaled, he is going to close the U.S. embassy in South Africa. Joel Pollak, leading candidate for the U.S. ambassador to South Africa, has threatened to close the U.S. consulate in Johannesburg if the local council proceeds to rename Santon Drive to Leila Khaled Drive. Pollak described Khaled as a Palestinian terrorist hijacker and stated that the proposed renaming would force the U.S. consulate to use her name as an official document, which he deemed unacceptable. Now, what does this mean? The American consulate in Johannesburg is located in Santon Drive. In matter of fact, it's number 1 Santon Drive. Now, the consulate in South Africa want to rename that road from Santon Drive to Leila Khaled. Why? Because in many instances, many roads, many streets in South Africa are being renamed. They have been renamed from colonialist names to African names, or to people that have fought for the liberation of their people, or people they respect. Now, the question you would ask yourself is, why would the potential U.S. ambassador to South Africa be opposed to the change of a name? Who is this person, Leila Khaled? As you saw earlier, by Pollak is described as a Palestinian terrorist hijacker. Who's Leila Khaled? We're going to check from ChatGPT. This is what ChatGPT say of Leila Khaled. Leila Khaled is a Palestinian militant and member of a Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, a Marxist-Leninist political and militant organization. She's best known for a role in 2 high-profile airline hijacking in the late 1960s and early 1970s. So as you can see, this lady is no joke. She's been the very first female hijacker in the world. She's from Palestine. In 1969, hijacking of TWA Flight 800, Leila Khaled, along with other PFL members, hijacked the flight en route from Rome to New York. The hijackers diverted the plane to Damascus, Syria, and demanded the release of Palestinian prisoners held in Israel. So this is what they've done before, in 1969. Second hijack was done in 1970. In the same year, she participated in another hijack on another aircraft, but was arrested in London when she was caught carrying explosive. She was later released in a prisoner swap with Israel in 1971. So only in 1971, after he was arrested, he was swapped back in a prisoner swap from Israel to the other guys. Now you understand a little bit who Leila is. Now, from a perspective of Leila and her people, she's a hero. On their perspective, her people perceive her as a hero because she was a woman fighting for the right of her people. I mean, it takes another level of courage. It doesn't really matter which stance you are on to go out there as a female and do things that are military grade. This woman was one of those people that did those things. I mean, Palestinians believe that at some point, if you suffer too much, what do you have left? I mean, you're going to have to fight to some point. Why is Joel Pollak opposed to this? Joel Pollak was born in South Africa of a white family, but her family came from Israel. Yes, left South Africa in 1977, went to the United States where he progressed and advanced. Joseph Pollak was a scriptwriter for a South African politician, Tony Leon. Tony Leon was perceived by many black people as a racist politician. Now, Joseph Pollak was also one of the main writers in a very interesting news document named Breitbart. Breitbart is an American news document that perceived by many people as a far-right organization. And you understand far-right organizations usually don't necessarily like black people. Now, Joseph Pollak has been one of the names that is proposed as the next South African US ambassador. Now, let's get back on track. Leila Khaled is a Palestinian woman who's perceived by many people as a terrorist, as a hijacker, and a dangerous human being, but perceived by Palestinians as a hero and a protector and a very courageous woman. Is the name proposed by a group of South Africans to rename the street where the US embassy is located. The next ambassador, potential next ambassador in the United States of America, his name is Joel Pollak. Joel Pollak is a South African-born American of a Jewish families. Those two countries historically don't necessarily go along well. I mean, Leila Khaled, who's Palestinian, and Joseph Pollak, who's from the other side, having to face each other. Now, what is the danger here? Joseph Pollak says he doesn't like it because it means that the documentation of the embassy of the United States of America will be bearing the name of this lady that they don't necessarily like, who's a terrorist according to them and a hijacker. So in other words, the United States of America's embassy in South Africa will be forced to bear the name of this woman in every documentation. Obviously, you have to write the address of your office. It's the address of a person you perceive as the enemy of your people. Now, the big question is here, fellas. Can America decide what street will bear what name in a foreign country? Do you have the right to dictate on what kind of name they're going to put onto which street they want to put onto? Does that make any sense? Donald Trump changed the name of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Okay. Before he came into power, it was called Gulf of Mexico. Well, now it's called Gulf of America. Did anybody get upset about that? Or maybe the reasons are legitimate, because unlike the Gulf of America, which doesn't necessarily offend people, the name Leila Khaled offends many people. Now, historically, it is said, as per ChatGPT, I need to quote him, that even though she hijacked airplanes, she did not destroy or kill or unalive anybody through those hijacking. That's what ChatGPT says. Now, a few days ago, Julius Malema and his group, the EFF, stood in the street very strong against the appointment of Joel Pollak as the next ambassador of the United States of America to South Africa. They perceive him as a supremacist and a very dangerous person. Does that hold any power? And also, let me remind you that the United States of America a couple of days ago just kicked away the South African ambassador because he made the comments that they didn't like.
Donald Trump is an assault on incumbency, those who are in power, by mobilizing a supremacism against the incumbency at home, and I think I've illustrated abroad as well.
Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. Joseph Pollak, probable next ambassador of the United States of America to South Africa, say he's going to close the US embassy if South Africa dares change the street name from Senton Drive to Leila Khaled. God bless. Oh, before you go, drop a comment. We need your comment so we can push this further. Okay, and if you want, please join our group. It's going to be a great pleasure. We have more detailed data and extra videos. God bless.